Hi everyone, my name is Tara McCormick and this is my technology grant proposal. My proposal is designed for my current position, which is in Belvidere High School in Belvidere, Illinois. It's about an hour and a half northwest of Chicago. This is my second year of teaching and my first year at Belvidere High School. I currently teach Spanish 2, 3, and 4, and almost half of my students are native speakers, which means that they can um, understand and produce the language orally, but they cannot write the language or use correct grammatical structures. At BHS, we offer Spanish. We have two Spanish teachers and one German teacher. Levels 1 through 4 are available for Spanish students, and then 1 through 3 are available for German students. At the school, we don't have a ton of technology available to us, and so I decided to focus my project on getting technology specifically for the modern language department. I'd like to incorporate technology with iPods, with a class set of them, and I'd like to use them for all levels of the language, so the department would end up sharing them. This would hopefully increase engagement and the time that students are exposed to the content, which would also increase the efficiency of instruction because after we explain what's going on, we can take the kids to use the activities on the iPods to further their understanding of what we're doing. Because there are only 3 teachers in the language department at BHS, and because the price of a class set of iPods is pretty expensive, for right now, what I would like to do initially as we start this out is share a class set between the 3 teachers. So we'd set up a rotation schedule to kind of work our curriculum around our timeshare with the devices. With this proposal, current technology at the high school is not a part of the plan. There are only 3 labs for all of the teachers there, and they are usually pretty booked throughout the year with various research projects and core classes. So it's very hard to get students in there to work with the language software. The language software that we have is also very outdated. We have a lot of technical problems with the software and also with the equipment when we are able to get into the lab. With the scheduling problems for the lab as well as the outdated software, the best approach here would be to purchase the new iPods in order to really make this proposal work and to get the most out of technology with the content. I attended a conference in fall of 2011, and I sat in where 2 teachers presented how they run their foreign language classroom using touch technology, and they showed us various applications that are available for purchase and a lot that are available for free through the Apple Store. A lot of these different applications allow students to practice different aspects of the language. So verb drills can happen, digital recordings can happen, and then also there are a bunch of applications that let them just kind of really work with the content in ways that you can't work with it in a traditional manner. What I really like about these applications that are available is that students receive instant feedback on things that they're doing. So if they're making an error, they see that right away versus a traditional method where they do their work, it gets turned back to them at a later date, and then at that point it's no longer relevant. So with these applications, they're getting that feedback and it's more individualized for the students in the class as they work with the content. The technology also makes it very easy for students to access different events that are going on around the world, especially in Spanish-speaking countries with news websites. They're able to kind of see what's going on a daily basis and keep up with the cultural aspect of the class. Another great feature is the access to blogs that students have, so they can not only communicate amongst themselves in the class, but we can also take that to the next level and maybe collaborate with different classrooms in different schools in the district or in different schools in the country, and then take that even further and collaborate with classrooms in different countries where they're speaking the target language and our students are exchanging with them. So this technology makes it very easy for them to quickly kind of do that on a regular basis. Having that internet access is also it's a very nice feature for students because there are so many online grammar resources available to them, such as dictionaries or just different resources that will explain major concepts to them. So after they have the initial instruction from us, if there's still something that isn't clear to them, they can kind of go and check out different resources with that in a very easy way. And one of the aspects that I really like about having this type of technology, and this was brought up in the conference, is the digital version of textbooks that are available. So instead of having to update the physical textbooks, it would be a digital version that could be updated without all of the cost of actually going and buying new textbooks every couple of years. So the students have access to these, and they're in a location where they can't really get damaged. So while this seems like a pricey investment, in the long run, it's going to end up saving money if it is put into action. As I mentioned before, this proposal is asking for a class set of iPods that can be used amongst the teachers in the department on a rotating, planned basis. And what they would be used for is to really kind of supplement the instruction that we're giving in class to students. So we'd give them the initial instruction and then set up activities that would make it easier for them to practice what they just learned, and it makes them get the most out of their time because it's a more efficient approach to their practicing. Another aspect that I really like is that students can move more at their own pace. So if they need more time with a certain content topic, they can take that time, while other students that maybe already understand it are practicing it more and practicing it in different ways. So this is something that allows all of our students to really make sure that they understand concepts before they move on, and then it also allows our students that are interested to keep moving forward with the content. With the instant feedback that a lot of the applications offer, our students are able to understand their errors and then move on from them at a more rapid rate than they would have, in a traditional approach. So this would lead, we would hope, to increase student achievement because of the more time with content that students have. They have more practice, and then they're led to stronger foundations of the content. Finally, with this project, we would hope that enrollment in the world language department would increase because of the appeal to the approach that we're taking. So we'd bring students kind of to our program by showing them that there are, other ways to be engaged in content other than just the typical normal type of activities that they're doing in a lot of their classes. In creating this grant proposal, I learned quite a bit. First of all, the organization of how to even create a proposal that could be used in the future. So kind of what goes into the process, what type of information needs to be found out before presenting a proposal to a group that could decide if that's something that would be granted or not. Another aspect that I hadn't really considered prior to this project was how to merge content standards with technology standards. So I was able to kind of look at both of them and create an ideal situation where they're both working together. And then finally, completing this project made me feel like this is something that I could actually do in real life, so this was sort of a practice trial run, but I feel like after working through this and figuring out what I did through this process, that it's something that I can use in the future as I kind of decide what's best for my students and try to work with my department to see what's best for the department. As far as the future goes, at the end of this school year, I'm actually switching schools. I'm going to go back to the school where I originally started teaching. So if I was to use this plan, I would have to kind of collaborate with the new colleagues and maybe make some small edits to the plan before I'd really kind of use it as a proposal. Something else that I would do in this proposal, I kind of propose it to the school board who decides on a lot of funding. I think prior to bringing it to a school board level, I would maybe look for outside grants from outside of the district before moving in the district, looking for district funds with it. And in order to kind of see what those options were and what that process was, I would definitely have some conversations with my administration prior to putting anything in motion. That concludes my technology grant proposal presentation. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you all have a great end to the school year and an excellent summer. Thank you.